So hello everyone, welcome to Hustlers and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to work on a different project and it's my first day to start on the work of project based learning. I have decided that I'm going to do project based learning. In case you don't know about it, it's a type of learning method in which you are just going to create different projects and trying to learn coding through it. You're just going to create different types of projects, yet you are not a professional in coding. You are just a beginner and you will try to create small projects, and when you have created them you are going to study all the lines of code one by one and try to decode them, try to learn how the codes are working, how each line is working, what is the significance of them. Right now in my first project, I have created a balloon detection program. In this program, my program is going to detect a balloon using a camera, and when the target is detected, it is going to lock that target for some seconds, and after locking, it is going to make a target sound. So this is a type of simple project which is best for beginners. You can also try to create different types of projects and start learning and start doing a coding journey from there. uh, Personally, I think this is a very good idea to learn coding, because in this method you are just creating the projects along with you are trying to learn coding through chat gpt and another chat models. So yeah, let's in this video I'm going to demonstrate how my project is working, and in later lectures I am going to explain my code, like explain my program, how it is working, what is the meaning of each line. And in this project we are going to study everything, what is numpy, what are import functions, everything. So let me first demonstrate how the program is working. So I'm going to explain everything related to Python. What is this, what is terminal, how to create different types of files, and we will learn along with it. You can also suggest me different topics, and you can tell different things related to the project if I'm missing something out. So let's demonstrate this. So right now I have connected my computer with my phone camera. As you can see, this is my phone camera. I have connected this, and we will also talk how I connected my camera to my program. So let's first run the program, and I will show you how my program is working. So as you can see, my phone camera is on my screen display. This is my phone camera and this is my screen display. And my I have created a program to detect red color in the camera frame. So my camera is going to detect any red color, if there is any red color in the frame, and going to lock the target when I put my cross arrow at that target. And after few seconds it is going to make a target sound which can tell the user that the target is locked, and we are and after the locking of target you can initiate any kind of task, any kind of action you want the program to initiate. If you want to launch a missile or anything, you can perform any kind of function using this program. This is a very basic type of program, as you can see. So let's demonstrate this. As you can see, I have a copy, and the stripe of this copy is red in color. So I am going to make this my target. When I put my cross head on this red color, as you can see, locking is done, target is locked, and my program is making a noise. You can put any kind of sound in this program, and it can help you create different types of projects. So yeah, we are going to study this particular project. So hello everyone, welcome to Hustlers, and today we are going to complete a first lesson of the real-time target detection system. I think you have seen the video before of how this project is working, and we are just going to understand each and every part of this code perfectly. So there are going to be approximately 5 to 7 lectures about this particular project, and in these 6 to 7 lectures, I will try to explain how this particular code is working. And in the end of this 6 to 7 lessons, we will be able to create these types of projects very easily, and at least we are able to understand how each line is working in this particular project. So welcome to the channel, guys. Let's begin. So first of all, we are going to understand how we are just going to understand some parts of this projects which are essential to be understand before explaining this complete project to you. So first of all, we are going to come to our programming language, which is Python. So here we are using VS Code. VS Code is a program from which you can write perfect codes in different types of programming languages. You can use VS Code for writing different programming languages like C++, Java, and Python. Right now, we are just studying Python for complete explanation of this particular project, because this project is created using Python only. So this is the complete code from which the project is running. In today's lecture, we are just going to understand this part of the program. Okay, okay. So let's understand some parts of VS Code first. Over here, you will be able to see all the files which are related to your Python program. Like you can just open any folder in your file manager, and when you right click, you can just open any folder with the name of any particular project you want to name, and that particular file will be for your coding purposes. And for example, this is a particular file which I have opened in file manager. When you right click, you will be able to see an option named as open with code, and there is a logo of VS Code. Just open this, just click on this, and you will be able to see your code in VS Code over here. So at this place, you will be able to write different codes in different files. Okay, this part is the actual part where you are going to write the program. uh, and this is terminal is a part. It is important for you to understand terminal is a part of the computer where you can communicate with your computer using any particular programming language. Like if I'm able to show you the real terminal, this is the real terminal of the computer. Over here, you can write any programming language, and you can give instructions in those programming language to computer in order to perform different types of operations. For example, if I write Python over here, then my computer understands that I'm going to write my code in Python, and it will be able to understand Python programming language just because I have write Python over here. So now whatever I will write, it will understand it as a Python code, and this is how terminal works. Okay, I think you got the point. And in the right side, you will get a work with agent. This is a new part introduced in VS Code, and it will help you to work in your particular code using AI agents. Like you can just paste your particular project over here and write what problem you are facing in that, and AI will help you in that particular thing. The problem over here is that I am not able to use these agents because it requires some credits. So right now we are just going to use ChatGPT for our help. Let me get this straight, that it is very important to use chatbots nowadays, because industry is changing, and if you are using these chatbots, you will be way ahead, because you will be able to debug codes perfectly, and you will be able to create them on time. So I hope you get this part of Python. Now let's come to the lecture. Okay, so the first line of the code, in this lecture, I am just going to write the lines of the code, and we will explain and I will explain what that particular line means. Okay, so the first line is import CV2. Now what does this line means? So first of all, it brings the OpenCV library into your program. uh, And OpenCV is a huge collection of ready-made tools for working with cameras and images. So basically, there is a concept in Python known as library, and a library means that you have often seen a library, right? In library, you can read lot of books. There are present thousands of books at one time. You can read any of them according to your convenience. So in the Python programming language, library works with the same concept. Library is a part of Python where there are ready-made tools, or I can say ready-made codes which can be used for working for different types of aspects of your program. For example, I want my program to work with cameras. Then you can install OpenCV, because OpenCV contains all those ready-made tools and codes which are required in order to work with a perfect camera. When I install OpenCV in my Python, my Python will get to know what I have to do with the camera, right? OpenCV is a huge collection of ready-made nodes for working with cameras and images. Without this line, your program wouldn't know how to use a camera. Like if I just connect a camera with my laptop, it will not be able to understand how to use this camera for completing a particular task. Okay. I will just show you how I'm going to connect my camera first of all. So over here you can see there is an application named as Detroit Cam. You can just install this application using your browser, and same you have to install in your Android mobile application. You can just install it from Play Store. When you install this particular application, you can just open it, and you can connect your phone using a Wi-Fi, a USB cable, or there are only these two options available. So I have noticed that USB option is not working properly. You can just use the Wi-Fi option. You can just connect your both devices with a particular Wi-Fi, and you can connect them easily. Let me show you how I am going to perform it. It takes a little bit of time, but it will connect properly. You can see that my phone's camera is connected to my laptop. Like whatever my camera is seeing, I can display it on my laptop, as you can see. Okay, so this is how you're going to connect your camera using your laptop. There are lots of other methods also, but I found this method a little bit easy and convenient. So I will stop my sharing screen. Great. So now let's come to the other part, the next line. Okay, now I have just explained what is library over here. Library is a collection of code written by other programmers. Basically, there are some programmers out there who are those who are creating pre-ready programs which can be used in your large projects. For example, if you want to create a table, this is a table, this is a wooden table, and you want to create this. How you are going to create it? You want a hammer, you want some nails, you want uh, wood pieces. So there are two options for you to create this table. The option number one is that you are just going to create all the tools which you require from yourself. For example, you are going to create hammer with yourself, you are going to create nail from yourself, you are going to grow a tree, and then you're going to use that log for creating that particular table. And as you know, this process is a too bit complicated and also consumes lot of time, because you are just creating everything from scratch. You are just creating hammer, you are creating nail, and you are creating all other tools which are required to create this table. It will consume a lot of time, because you are creating everything from scratch. This is a very useless method, because in industry you have to create things on time. You want projects to be done at time. So this is not what we are going to do. The next option you have is that you are just going to bring whatever tool you want to use in your project from market. You're just going to go in a market, in a shop, and you're just going to purchase whatever tool you require. You can take a hammer, you can take a nail, and you can just start building your table using these tools which are ready made, which are there in market. So basically this is a more convenient method. It is going to consume less time and you will be able to create a project more efficiently, and there are less rooms of error in in this particular method. So yeah, uh, the same things happen in VS Code. In Python programming language there are lots of library out there, and in those library there are some professional programmers, those who are creating those codes, and you can use them in your particular project. It will just save your time, and it can reduce your error also. So if I want to compare library with a particular thing, you can just compare library with a toolbox contains lot of tools: wrench, hammer, nails, all those things there are in toolbox. Similarly in library you will be able to find different types of programs which will be able to help you to create your project on time and more efficiently. OpenCV is a toolbox, have lot of tools, and hammer is a camera. For example, hammer is a camera control tool. In this particular project we are using OpenCV, right? So OpenCV is a library, and let's understand what is OpenCV. OpenCV stands for Open Source Computer Vision Library. This means that this particular library contains all the codes which you required in order to work with the cameras. Your computer will be able to use computer vision, and you can perform any project using this library which is related to cameras. Okay. Teaching vision means teaching computers to understand pictures. For example, when we talk about a picture, my program is not able to understand what do you mean by a picture. It will not able to understand video data, any visual data. If you want your vision, sorry, if you want your computer to understand visual data, and for that you need to install OpenCV on your program. When you install OpenCV, your computer will understand what does the image mean, and you will be able to perform different types of operations for that particular project. Now OpenCV helps computer understand immediately. OpenCV already knows how to open camera, read images, draw lines, detect colors, and detect objects. So these types of operations you can perform using OpenCV. When you write import in OpenCV on your computer, if installed, if for example if you write OpenCV on your emulator, if it is installed, then Python loads all the thousands of camera related functions into your memory. And if it is not installed, it will ask you to install OpenCV in your Python emulator first. Then only it will able to understand then only it will able to understand what do you mean by OpenCV. Okay. So that I hope you will be able to understand what is OpenCV is. OpenCV is just a camera operating library in which contains lot of camera related and visual related codes which can be directly used in your particular program, which are related to visual input data. Great. Now your program can use them. All computer vision programs will include OpenCV. Great. Line 2 is import NumPy as NP. Now import another library named as NumPy. NumPy is another library which basically deals with computing numbers, used for working with lots of numbers. For example, if your program is working with lot of numbers, NumPy will help your program to understand numbers more clearly, and you will be able to solve all the number related problems more efficiently. Example, if you have a data collection with lots of number, example a Excel sheet with billions of numbers, NumPy help Python work with them very quickly. Great. Okay. Why need not of numbers? Why do you need not of numbers? A picture is actually just numbers. For example, if you are just seeing a picture over in front of you, you are just going to identify a color easily by just seeing at it, because humans can interpret images perfectly. But when we talk about programs, they are not able to see any visuals. They are just able to see numbers, and they just assign each number with a particular color in order to understand a particular image. Example, a tiny image contains 10, 20, 40, 30, 50, 80, 90, 60, 20. From all these numbers are creating a tiny image, and though from that image computer is able to understand, basically from these numbers computer is able to understand a particular image. Okay, every pixel has a number value, and OpenCV reads those numbers. NumPy help calculate them easily. Obviously we are just giving a visual information, and every picture which you are providing to your program contains these billions of numbers, because in one picture there are, thousands of pixels, and each pixels have thousands of number values, or so there will be lots of numbers which the program has to compute and calculate in a very short period of time. That's why we are using NumPy. So what do you mean by NP? Why we are writing this NP? This is known as alias. Alias means a nickname. For example, if you have a friend named Shubham, it's his original name is Shubham, right? But you can give him a nickname which is Shubh, which can right. Similarly, there is NumPy, and its nickname is NP. Okay, instead of writing NumPy.array every time, we can just write NP.array. The Python will understand that we are talking about NumPy library. Got it? When let's come to the line 3. It says import time, helps to import Python time tool. This library let your program know the current time. From this particular line, my program will able to detect time. And you may ask, what is the need of time in this particular project? Because I have included a sound, or I can say a target detection sound, and I have created my project in such a way that when my target is logged according to my program, then it will going to create a sound which is target detection sound, and that sound will be created 2-3 seconds after the locking of that particular target. So to measure that time perfectly, accurately, we need to import time. In that from this particular function, your program will be able to detect time easily. It is just going to work as a stopwatch. When my target is logged, it is going to start a time stopwatch for 2 to 3 seconds, and after the completion of that time, my project is going to make a sound which is the target detection sound. Yeah, our projects make sound after 2 seconds after locking the red target. Before this, program cannot count this time. Okay. Without this particular line, the program will not be able to detect time, and uh, obviously it is not going to make any sound along. Now the line 4, which is import VLC. What do you mean by VLC? VLC is a media player. From this particular application, you can play any video, you can play any audio. It will help you to play any video and audio at the same time using VLC. It is just an application, you can simply download it. It imports the VLC media player tools. Now Python can play target locking sound using VLC player. Basically, it is going to provide the control of VLC media player to the program. Whenever it needs to make the sound, the program can initiate the process, just because it has the control of that particular media player. It's important to have VLC media player. Without it, Python don't have access to VLC, hence it cannot play audio, obviously. There are other methods also, but I found this method more convenient. In my code, it plays target detection system. Okay. In your particular code, you can just add any other sound you want. uh, from When you provide this line, your program will be able to control VLC media player, and it can play any audio at any time according to your program. Great. Important part. Why use VLC? Already knows how to open MP3, decode audio, and send sounds to speaker. Again, we are borrowing a ready-made tool. This is an important part. You may ask that why we are installing VLC player, because we already know how to play MP3, decode audio and send to speakers. We are just using a ready-made tool. It can just save our time instead of creating everything from scratch. After this, we can put we can put comment in this format using a symbol known as hashtag. When you put this symbol, you can write anything in the code that Python will ignore, that it will not be considered a part of code. uh, okay, anything after hash is comment. Comment is a note for humans. When human reads code, helps to understand each part. Example, this is the this opens the camera. Python never reads this, only programmer reads. So here you are going to understand a new concept named as Python comments. In Python, we use comments, which is generally, which is generally written using a hashtag. Whenever you write a program, you can just include comments in your particular program, and these comments help you to understand the particular part of that program, because we provide these comments and hashtags for programmers only. For example, if I am working with a professional programmer, uh, we are together creating a project, and if we want to communicate for a particular part of the code, we can just include comments in our program. It can help that my partner to understand why I have included this line, or why I have written this part of code. It is just for humans, for their convenience. It can help you to understand that particular part easily. Okay, now line is cap is equal to cv2 dot video capture 2, one of the most important lines. Let's understand this slowly. Now coding now a coding term. Variable is a labeled box that store information. You have already uh, I think you have already know about variables. In mathematics, we already have studied this. Variable is just a it's just a box in which you can put any information, any stored data. For example, x is equal to 2. X is a variable, right? And you are just putting a value 2 in that particular box. So uh, these are variables. The property of variable is that you can change the value of a variable, right? You can put x is equal to 2 as x is equal to 3, and so on. Here cap is just a box name. It is just a variable. Inside this, the camera connection is stored. Now what does video capture means? OpenCV has a tool called video capture. OpenCV can have a tool named as open capture. Its job is to connect to a camera. Okay, from this particular line, your program will be able to establish a connection between your camera and your program. Okay, now what is 2? Why I have written this 2 inside this particular bracket? This means the program is using camera number 2. When there are the computer automatically labels each camera of your system to a particular number. For example, in my case, 0 means laptop webcam, the already present camera which is there in your laptop. 1 means USB camera. If I am connecting any kind of another camera with my laptop, for example any webcam, so it is going to denoted by number 1, and number 2 is the camera which I have connected of my phone with the with this particular program. You store this inside cap because of frequent use of camera. Okay, you are going to use camera number 2 in each of this particular line. You are in each of the particular command you are writing in your program. Now line comes log dash start dash time is equal to none. None is a special value in Python. None means nothing. Whenever I write none, it means nothing. It does not mean that I am writing 0 or false. It is just a empty spot. None means a empty spot, an empty box or a spot. Okay, why create this variable? Why we are creating these variables? Later when program begins, the program stores current time inside this variable. Before locking starts, there is no time, so we write none, right? So basically you have to understand this part. Later when the program begins, the program stores current time inside the variable. Okay, before locking starts, there is no time, so we write none. The thing over here is that we want the program to make the target detection sound after the locking of the target. We do not want the program to create that sound before it. So that's why we have just put a variable along with the time variation, in order to understand, in order to in order to tell the program that we have to make this sound after the after the target locking. Okay, next line is target dash logged is equal to false. What is false? Python has two special values, true and false. They are known as boolean values. Very important thing. These are known as boolean values. It's just answer for a yes or no question. For example, if you ask a yes or no question, the boolean variables help you to answer that perfectly. Example: is the light on? True. Is the door open? False. Is the target logged? False. We are just using this particular line in my code. I am asking my program, is the target logged? And when it is not logged, my program is is going to show false, and when it is logged, my program is going to show true. Okay, why to use it here? In the starting, nothing was logged in the target, so the answer was no, false. When the target when the target is there for enough time, target is logged, then target change its answer to yes, which is true. I hope you get this part easily. Now the next line is player is equal to vlc dot media player, the bracket में the location of that particular file. So let's break this code easily. What do you mean by a player? A variable, it is also playing as a variable stored box that will hold your music player. Okay, so vlc dot media player. Okay, so what I have done here, I have just put a variable named as player, and I have used vlc dot media player in that particular variable box. I have put vlc dot media in that variable, and I have provided the complete location of my mp3 file to that particular line, so that it can detect where my mp3 file is located, and it can play the sound. This is crazy, it can just open, it can get access to my files, and it can play that particular sound which is stored in my file out there. It is really interesting. This creates a VLC media player or player object. An object is something that has abilities. This creates a VLC media player object. In an object is something that has abilities. In this case, media player knows how to play, pause, and stop an audio. Great. And when I have written this code, it is just providing the particular location where my mp3 file is located. This is the path to my mp3 file. Now what is r dash? Very important. R stands for a raw string. In Python, dash is a special character to have a unique use and meaning. It has a unique use and meaning. When we write this, it means we are telling Python to write my code from a next line. Okay, when I have put this, whatever I'm going to write in my program, it is going to consider it a new line. It is going to start with a new line. Okay, but Windows also use this symbol to write the file locations. When a window also use this symbol, the dash symbol, to write the file locations. For example, this for example, writing file locations in this type. Adding r tells the Python, treat every character exactly as is written. Very important thing to understand. When we write r in my Python program, it tells the program to treat every character, every written line exactly as it is written. Okay, now the line while true. This is the most important, this is one of the most important concepts in programming. What is loop? A loop is a way to repeat the same instructions over and over again. For example, if I given an instruction to my program, it is just and if it is a loop, it is just going to repeat that particular command again and again, again and again, until I tell him to stop. Okay, this is what a loop is. Great. What does while means? While means keeping doing this while a connection is true, while a condition is true. Do keep performing a particular command, keep performing a particular task until this condition is true. The condition here is true, the program does not stop on its own. Whenever I'm going to write through in my particular program, the program is not going to stop on its own. I have to tell the program when you have to stop this particular command you are initiating again and again. So I have assigned a key, a particular key, to tell my program that whenever I press this key, you have to end your particular task and stop whatever you are just doing. So the program keeps running forever until something inside the loop says break, which means exit the loop now. To do this, we assign escape key. Whenever I'm going to press escape key on my computer, it is just going to end that particular task in that particular loop, and uh, my program will be stagnant. And whenever I run my program, it is just going to repeat that loop again. Okay, this loop is just going to break whenever you are going to press escape key on your computer. So this was the lecture. I hope you understand each and every part of this program. If Thank you for watching the video.